Welcome back to the channel. If you're studying for the SHRM-CP exam and want to feel more confident, more prepared, and a lot less overwhelmed, you are in the right place. In this video, I'm walking you through 30 SHRM-CP style practice questions that cover everything from HR competencies to compliance to real-life workplace scenarios. I'll read each question out loud, go over all the answer choices, and then explain why the correct answer is correct. So you're not just memorizing, you're actually learning how to think like HR. Whether you're weeks away from your exam or just getting started, treat this as a study session with your favorite HR friend who gets it, because I've been in your shoes, and I want you to pass with confidence. Before we get started, I know fewer than 20% of my viewers are subscribed to the channel. It would be a great help if you subscribed. It's free, and it helps the channel grow. Subscribing is quicker than leaving a comment, but if you'd like to leave a comment and let me know what types of videos you'd like to see next, I'd love to hear what you think. Now listen, if you filled up your gas tank, grabbed lunch at a restaurant, or done any kind of grocery shopping lately, you already know everything costs more than it used to. That's why I started using Upside, because if I'm going to spend the money anyway, I might as well get a little bit of it back. With Upside, you get real cash back, not points, not coupons, for everyday purchases. I use it when I get gas, and every time I do, I watch a little cash trickle back into my bank account like a reward for being a responsible adult. And honestly, I'll take every win I can get. It's free to use, super easy to set up, and works at places you're already going, like Shell, Exxon, Popeyes, and tons of local spots too. After downloading the app and setting up an account, just open the app, claim your offer pay like normal, and boom, cash back in your account within a couple hours or days. So if you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, download the Upside app and use my code ASGMV for an extra 15 cents cash back per gallon on gas and an extra 10% cash back on restaurants or grocery. Most of my local gas stations are offering up to 20 cents off per gallon when you partner with Upside for gas, so you could be eligible for upwards of 35 cents per gallon back into your pocket when you enter my code when signing up and registering for Upside. Once again, sign up for Upside with my code ASGMV for an extra 15 cents back per gallon and an extra 10% cash back when you eat out at restaurants or shop for groceries. Everyone who signs up using my code will be directly supporting the channel. Okay, if you're already using Upside to save on gas in restaurants, let me show you how to double dip, because I've got 2 referral links that can stack some serious rewards. First, the Discover It card. When you apply through my link, get approved, and make any purchase in the first 3 months, we both get a $100 statement credit. And right now, through September, they're offering 5% cash back on gas. So if you're using Upside at the pump, that's even more money back in your pocket. Now if you're more of a foodie, the American Express Gold Card is one of my favorite picks. You can earn up to 100,000 membership rewards points after spending $6,000 in your first 6 months, and I earn 15,000 points for the referral. Plus, that card gives you great rewards at restaurants and supermarkets, which, again, pairs perfectly with Upside. I'll drop both links in the description. Check them out, and let the credit card companies reward you for once. If you're looking for a great thing to use your new cards on, I highly recommend Exam Edge. Exam Edge specializes in realistic online practice tests with detailed feedback for every question. This means you're not just memorizing answers, you're actually mastering the material, which is key to acing your exam. One of their most popular categories is human resources, offering bundles of 1, 5, 10, or even 15 practice tests for certifications like the SHRM-CP and PHR. Personally, I choose the 10 or 15 test bundle. You get more questions for a better rate and even bonus freebies. What sets them apart for me is the unlimited access to unique questions. With over 1,300 for the SHRM-CP alone, you'll be well prepared and confident for exam day. Ready to take your prep to the next level? Visit the links in the description box below depending on which test you're studying for, and use the code SHIRLEY10 at checkout. That is SHRLEY10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. By using my links, you'll not only save money, but also support this channel. Let me know in the comments if you've tried Exam Edge or have any questions. Happy studying! Now, let's jump into our first practice question. Question 1. A manager notices that one of their employees consistently misses deadlines and seems disengaged. The manager brings the concern to HR and asks for help deciding on next steps. What should HR do first? A. Recommend immediate disciplinary action. B. Ask the manager to document performance issues for the personnel file. C. Schedule a meeting with the employee to better understand what's going on. D. Suggest transferring the employee to a different team. The correct answer is C. Schedule a meeting with the employee to better understand what's going on. Before moving into documentation or discipline, HR should encourage understanding the root cause of the behavior. A conversation may uncover personal or workload issues that can be resolved supportively. Question 2. A company wants to create a leadership development program. What is the best first step for HR? A. Select internal high performers to participate. B. Benchmark leadership programs from competitor companies. C. Conduct a needs assessment to identify skill gaps. D. Hire an external consultant to design the program. The correct answer is C. Conduct a needs assessment to identify skill gaps. A proper needs assessment helps align development efforts with the organization's actual leadership gaps and business strategy. Question 3. An employee requests an accommodation under the ADA. What should HR do first? A. Ask for a doctor's note and deny the request until it's provided. B. Start the interactive process to understand the accommodation needed. C. Approve the request immediately to avoid legal risk. D. Tell the employee to speak with their manager first. The correct answer is B. Start the interactive process to understand the accommodation needed. The ADA requires employers to engage in a good faith interactive process to identify reasonable accommodations. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the primary advantage of using behavioral interview questions? A. They're easier to answer than technical questions. B. They allow candidates to describe their personality. C. They reveal how a candidate has handled real situations. D. They focus on hypothetical responses. The correct answer is C. They reveal how a candidate has handled real situations. Behavioral questions help interviewers assess past behavior as a predictor of future performance. Question 5. A company is undergoing a merger, and employee morale is declining due to uncertainty. What is HR's most strategic role during this time? A. Offer resume writing workshops. B. Maintain open communication to manage fear and retain talent. C. Reduce the workforce to save costs. D. Delay communication until more details are finalized. The correct answer is B. Maintain open communication to manage fear and retain talent. During times of uncertainty, consistent and transparent communication helps retain trust and reduce turnover. Question 6. What's the best example of an exempt position under the FLSA? Hourly warehouse worker. B. Salaried software engineer with independent decision-making authority. C. Front desk receptionist paid hourly. D. Contractor hired for a 6-week project. The correct answer is B. Salaried software engineer with independent decision-making authority. Exempt status under FLSA typically applies to salaried professionals with specific job duties, like decision-making and autonomy. Question 7. What is the primary purpose of an HR audit? A. To prepare for a financial review. B. To identify compliance risks and improve HR practices. C. To determine employee engagement. D. To review the company's financial compensation packages. The correct answer is B. Salaried software engineer with independent decision-making authority. Exempt status under FLSA typically applies to salaried professionals with specific job duties, like decision-making and autonomy. Question 8. A newly promoted manager is struggling with leading former peers. What kind of training would best support them? A. Diversity and inclusion training. B. Conflict resolution training. C. Leadership development and emotional intelligence coaching. D. Time management skills workshop. The correct answer is C. Leadership development and emotional intelligence coaching. Moving from peer to leader requires emotional intelligence, boundary setting, and leadership skill building. Question 9. A company is trying to increase the diversity of its leadership team. Which initiative would best support that goal? A. Posting job openings on general job boards. B. Increasing internal referrals. C. Partnering with organizations that support underrepresented professionals. D. Hiring only external candidates. The correct answer is C. Partnering with organizations that support underrepresented professionals. Building partnerships with organizations focused on diversity broadens the talent pipeline and aligns with inclusive hiring. Question 10. An employee's performance review includes vague comments like needs improvement without specific examples. What should HR advise the manager to do? A. Submit the review as is. B. Add quantitative performance metrics and examples. C. Rewrite the review using only positive language. D. Delay the review until the employee improves. The correct answer is B. Add quantitative performance metrics and examples. Feedback is only useful if it's specific and actionable. Metrics and examples support employee development. Question 11. An HR business partner is reviewing a department with unusually high turnover within the first 90 days of employment. What is the best first step HR should take to identify the root cause? A. Implement a new onboarding checklist. B. Conduct exit interviews with former employees. C. Offer immediate retention bonuses to new hires. D. Recommend the department head attend leadership training. The correct answer is B. Conduct exit interviews with former employees. Exit interviews can uncover patterns behind early turnover, such as poor onboarding, unclear expectations, or toxic team dynamics, providing actionable insights to reduce future attrition. Question 12. A recruiter is reviewing resumes for a customer service role. One applicant has all the required experience, but several short stints at different companies over the last 3 years. What should the recruiter do? A. Disqualify the applicant immediately due to job hopping. B. Move the resume to the bottom of the stack and prioritize more stable candidates. C. Reach out for a screening call to understand the reasons for the short tenures. D. Flag the resume as a potential risk and send it to the hiring manager. The correct answer is C. Reach out for a screening call to understand the reasons for the short tenures. Job changes may be explained by factors like contract roles, company closures, or career growth. A screening call allows fair evaluation without assumptions. Question 13. A new supervisor is struggling to understand how to apply the company's progressive discipline policy. What is the most effective way HR can support them? A. Handle the discipline conversations directly so the supervisor doesn't have to. B. Recommend terminating the employee to avoid future issues. C. Provide coaching and documentation templates to guide the supervisor. D. Let the supervisor learn through trial and error. The correct answer is C. Provide coaching and documentation templates to guide the supervisor. Supporting new leaders with structure and coaching ensures consistency, legal compliance, and builds their confidence in applying policy fairly. Question 14. An employee informs HR that they are experiencing microaggressions from a coworker during meetings. What should HR do first? A. Dismiss the concern if it's not a formal complaint. B. Initiate a respectful workplace investigation. C. Tell the employee to address the issue directly with the coworker. D. Wait to see if the behavior escalates. The correct answer is B. Initiate a respectful workplace investigation. Microaggressions can negatively affect workplace culture and inclusion. HR should take the concern seriously and investigate promptly. Question 15. A company wants to improve its employer brand to attract top talent. What is the most strategic first step? Increase starting salaries across all departments. B. Post job postings more frequently. C. Conduct a survey of current employees to understand internal perception. D. Sponsor more job fairs. The correct answer is C. Conduct a survey of current employees to understand internal perception. Understanding how current employees perceive the organization helps shape a more authentic and appealing employer brand. Question 16. An employee going on military leave under USERRA is concerned about losing their job. What should HR communicate? A. They may have to reapply after their leave ends. B. Their position is protected for up to 5 years under most circumstances. C. The company is not obligated to hold the role. D. Their seniority will reset when they return. The correct answer is B. Their position is protected for up to 5 years under most circumstances. USERRA protects service members' jobs and benefits, and their reemployment rights extend up to 5 years of service-related leave. Question 17. A department consistently exceeds its overtime budget. Which of the following is the most effective first step HR should take? A. Immediately hire more staff. B. Recommend layoffs in other departments to offset costs. C. Analyze workload and staffing levels to determine root causes. D. Suspend overtime authorization. The correct answer is C. Analyze workload and staffing levels to determine root causes. Understanding whether overtime is due to understaffing, poor planning, or other operational issues allows HR to recommend targeted solutions. Question 18. A company is expanding internationally and opening its first office overseas. What should HR prioritize to ensure compliance? I export all current U.S. policies and procedures. B. Partner with a local legal expert to understand employment law. C. Hire only U.S. citizens for the new location. D. Use contractors instead of employees to avoid compliance risks. The correct answer is B. Partner with a local legal expert to understand employment law. International employment laws vary widely. Local legal guidance ensures HR policies are culturally and legally appropriate. Question 19. During a performance review, an employee disagrees with their manager's feedback and becomes emotional. What should the manager do? A. End the meeting and reschedule later. B. Tell the employee to calm down and accept the feedback. C. Pause to listen empathetically and allow the employee to respond. D. Ask HR to revise the review. The correct answer is C. Pause to listen empathetically and allow the employee to respond. Performance reviews should be two-way conversations. Active listening can help de-escalate emotional responses and build trust. Question 20. Which of the following best illustrates a bona fide occupational qualification? A. A hotel only hiring younger staff to match its brand. B. A retail store requiring employees to be fluent in English. C. A religious school hiring only individuals who share its faith. D. A company requiring male applicants for executive roles. The correct answer is C. A religious school hiring only individuals who share its faith. Befokes are narrow exceptions to discrimination laws. Religion may be a befoke for roles central to religious mission and practice. Question 21. An employee is experiencing high levels of burnout due to workload. What is the most appropriate response from HR? A. Suggest the employee take unpaid leave. B. Tell the employee to speak with their manager about quitting. C. Explore workload adjustments or support through the EAP. D. Encourage the employee to work harder to meet expectations. The correct answer is C. Explore workload adjustments or support through the EAP. HR plays a key role in employee well-being. Addressing burnout with support resources and practical adjustments can improve retention and morale. Question 22. A company is considering using artificial intelligence to screen job applications. What should HR be most concerned about? A. Whether the system reduces time to fill. B. If the tool increases applicant volume. C. Potential bias or discrimination built into the algorithm. D. The cost of implementing new software. The correct answer is C. Potential bias or discrimination built into the algorithm. Artificial intelligence tools can unintentionally replicate biases from past hiring data. HR must evaluate for fairness, transparency, and legal risk. Question 23. Which of the following is the most effective strategy for preventing workplace harassment? A. Posting the harassment policy on the company website. B. Conducting annual training that includes real-life examples and bystander intervention. C. Telling managers to report any rumors they hear. D. Only addressing harassment when a formal complaint is submitted. The correct answer is B. Conducting annual training that includes real-life examples and bystander intervention. Training that is interactive and practical helps employees recognize and stop harassment, supporting a culture of accountability. Question 24. A manager wants to reward an employee with additional PTO, but is unsure if that's allowed. What should HR do? A. Approve it to promote retention. B. Check the company's policies and ensure consistency across teams. C. Defer to the department budget. D. Tell the manager to offer a gift card instead. The correct answer is B. Check the company's policies and ensure consistency across teams. HR must balance flexibility with fairness. Inconsistent rewards can lead to perceptions of favoritism or policy violations. Question 25. A company wants to reduce unconscious bias in its hiring process. Which of the following would be most effective? A. Limit the number of applicants interviewed. B. Ask candidates to complete personality assessments. C. Implement structured interviews with standardized scoring. Or D. Only interview referrals from current employees. The correct answer is C. Implement structured interviews with standardized scoring. Structured interviews reduce subjectivity and ensure all candidates are evaluated on the same criteria, minimizing bias. Question 26. An employee has been taking intermittent leave under the FMLA but hasn't provided updated documentation. What should HR do? A. Deny all future leave requests. B. Require updated medical certification in compliance with FMLA guidelines. C. Discipline the employee for misuse of leave. D. Contact their physician directly for information. The correct answer is B. Require updated medical certification in compliance with FMLA guidelines. FMLA allows employers to request recertification at appropriate intervals to ensure proper usage of leave. Question 27. A CEO wants to implement a dress code that requires women to wear heels. What should HR advise? A. Approve the policy to support a professional image. B. Suggest a gender-neutral dress code policy instead. C. Recommend enforcing it only in executive meetings. D. Implement the rule temporarily and monitor employee response. The correct answer is B. Suggest a gender-neutral dress code policy instead. Gender-specific dress codes may violate anti-discrimination laws. HR should promote equitable, inclusive policies. Question 28. An employee requests to work remotely as a disability accommodation. What should HR do first? A. Deny the request because the role is typically in office. B. Engage in the interactive process to evaluate whether remote work is a reasonable accommodation. C. Ask the employee to find a different job. D. Request a second opinion from a medical examiner immediately. The correct answer is B. Engage in the interactive process to evaluate whether remote work is a reasonable accommodation. The ADA requires a collaborative approach when an employee requests accommodation. Remote work may be reasonable if duties allow. Question 29. A manager is unsure how to handle an employee's repeated tardiness. What's the best guidance HR can provide? A. Document each instance and follow the company's progressive discipline policy. B. Ignore it unless other employees complain. C. Let the employee work flexible hours. D. Shorten the employee's lunch break to make up the time. The correct answer is A. Document each instance and follow the company's progressive discipline policy. Consistent enforcement of policies ensures fairness and creates a paper trail if further action is needed. Question 30. Which of the following best defines job analysis? A. A process for evaluating employee performance. B. A comparison of pay ranges across job titles. C. A method of gathering information about job duties and required skills. D. A way to survey employee satisfaction. The correct answer is C. a method of gathering information about job duties and required skills. Job analysis informs job descriptions, compensation, recruitment, and compliance. For those of you who are still watching after the first 30 questions, let's do a bonus question. An organization is conducting a pay equity audit. What is the main purpose of this initiative? A. To reduce the total compensation budget. B. To adjust salaries based on tenure alone. C. To identify and correct unjustified pay disparities. D. To match salaries with competitors. The correct answer is C. To identify and correct unjustified pay disparities. Pay equity audits help ensure fair compensation across gender, race, and other protected categories, promoting compliance and inclusion. And that's it for today's practice session. I hope these questions helped you feel a little more prepared and a lot more confident. Remember, studying for this exam isn't about being perfect. It's about building your knowledge, trusting your experience, and showing up as the HR pro you already are. If this video helped you out, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with a fellow HR bestie who's studying too. You've got this, and I'll be right here cheering you on every step of the way. Also, don't forget to check the links in the description box below for a few of my favorite finds, including Upside, Discover, American Express, and Exam Edge. I only share the things I personally use and love, so be sure to take a peek before you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.